Alright. Salute. It's time for yet another episode. This is going really fast since it's already 10% going into episode number 50. So, and this time it's, as you can see, it's Xbox. So in 98 I had PlayStation. In 2002 in summer I got the GBA and had a short quick sprint with that, but quite a long, or around maybe that time, there started to be in my game magazines, especially like general ones. I had lots of PlayStation magazines, but some general ones, they started to talk about Xbox and especially show games like Halo, Dead or Alive, Amped, Manchester Odyssey, which looked just like mind-breaking. Also the sound seems to be a bit breaking, but let's hope it gets better. And even the game, like supposedly perhaps a bit worse games like Blood Wake, look still really terrific. And I had decided that I need this console, so I really was about drooling over the pictures of the console and the controllers and the games and everything. I didn't read what it said. No, it's been a while since I played this, so I don't remember everything. But here. I need to focus really here. This might be too complicated games, but so anyway, so the Xbox launched and I knew there was one friend who had the console. I think he got it a bit before me. Underrated. So he got it a bit before me, and I had managed to try out this game and the next one, and well, that's about it at his place. But then, so I had started to gather some allowance. I had just bought the Game Boy, but then I was thinking, since there's Xbox was really expensive at that point, like what, 50, 500, 600 euros or something like that, and I was really thinking that it's never going to happen, but I really wanted it. And then it was like a blessing that it was spring of or February of 2003 when in one local shop they sold it for 220 euros, I think, including this game pack of Jet Set Radio Future and the Sega GT. Where did they have here something? So I still remember how it was a very sunny day and we went with parents to the shop only with the goal of getting this, and then there were plenty of Xboxes and I was like, yeah. So I got home and I booted up this game. And sure enough, the first moments, like that friend I had played maybe 2 minutes or something, but then I really got to spend lots of time with this. I remember my dad also came to, since my dad had played some Super Nintendo and PlayStation, he also came out to see, but say that it doesn't look any different, and I was thinking he is crazy. Like, how can you compare this? Well, maybe cell shading is a bit different, but still way beyond what PlayStation had. about this game. Yeah, this also I remember from magazines being very stylish looking game and very interesting, but maybe I was a bit too young. I didn't understand so much what happened. I just see stuff happening, like basically pretty lights.
Tokyo is being oppressed by the Rokkaku Group, a mega enterprise headed by Rokkaku Goji. Rokkaku is using his money and influence to mess with everything, industry, society, and even
No option to skip this, I think.
He's even got his eyes set on City Hall. Lately, Rokkaku's been shaking down the government, pushing that Rokkaku law.
No, Xbox revolutionized everything.
This law ain't nothing but garbage. It's just some selfish little punk's way of trying to show you big man. Rokkaku is gang trying to stomp out our culture left and right.
And especially the soundtrack here is...
All they care
I was just thinking before doing this video that without music what would this game be like?
You better believe that this broadcast.
Probably 80% less enjoyable than it is now. It looks great in cel shading style. I'm not generally a fan of it, but here it works.
The hottest team at the moment is the Chi-Chis. There's Yo-Yo, a guy who broke their mind with silver tongue, and Gun, a real cool lady who leaves the trail of broken hearts where she goes. And let's not forget their leader, a self-styled genius.
And I still had chance to kind of have a crush on Gum, even though I didn't know what she is saying and doing.
We attacked the record store in Shore Street, prowlers in Dokenzaka Hill, lowlights spreading vicious rumors. But in the streets, white government, 99th Street.
Let's hope audio isn't too loud this time. On Game Boy video it was a bit annoying, especially since I didn't notice the Pokemon music is so much louder than the other games, of course.
This ain't the time you sit around sipping afternoon tea. Game's gonna start soon, and y'all gonna be the one making the play.
So let's just let him talk, and he's finished. Right. I basically remember again most of the environments and most of the stuff that you do, but I guess there was nothing here, you can just go. So yeah, I played this game for a good while, especially the musics are amazing, and even if I didn't first time understand really the story, and I got quite stuck as well.
Let's get this party started.
Just seeing this city and being able to travel among the traffic, I spent a lot of time just trying to basically kill myself under the cars and travel on top of the cars and all sorts of crazy fantasies. And all the memories come back right away. Bullying the people, even if they are basic, and at some point I was kind of like annoyed with everything in this game, but like it's so kind of obnoxious, but it's also really stylish and unique with amazing music and so lively plays. Before I had really played any 3D GTAs or so on. Oh, and I spent quite a bit of time also making my own graffitis. I remember replaying this game a bunch of times later on, and then never again bothered, but it's a nice idea anyway. And the friend who also played this was much more graphical artist than me, and he really spent times with it. think I got the... I am using the original Xbox since it's the... Xbox is really big part of me, so it was like no-brainer. I have a modded Xbox with HD and so on. I need to use HDMI converter for this TV, and I think I used it before and it didn't have any errors, but now it clearly doesn't want to work that well. In some ways this is more like a technical demo since it's really stylish and cool music and all this, but this gameplay is a bit, if you really dig down to it, it's unique but a bit still redundant in a way.
Time to flush out those loose red punks. Give them my regard.
I'm not sure why, but Beat was instantly my full favorite, and first playthrough I mostly used just him. Even I wasn't really sure if he's a girl or a boy, or something in between. Sometimes the jumping can be a bit annoying here, but I think it's not that complicated that after this much experience there can't be that many errors. I noticed this with this game, at least now, maybe overall on Xbox, the Ambilight is much more blue. It's all sorts of tame colors too. It has the bright ones, but also maybe it's about the HDMI converter as well. Maybe it makes the colors a bit duller. Its races were always stressing, but these are also in a way the best part. Besides the random vibe feeling. I was also kind of upset after playing a lot of Tony Hawk on PlayStation that this trick system is really basically not a trick system at all. But there is some skill, special different kind of skill involved when you start to do the point-based challenges. No. I like this shopping street as well, really, but don't want to take a risk. Yes.
HQ to all squads. Youths on skates have been sighted in the vicinity of Dogenzaka Hill. All squads investigate immediately.
Hey!
Yeah, even if this isn't like really perfect game with any stretch of imagination, I do like this a lot. It's definitely a great game, but I think maybe this world and license is better than the actual game, since when there has been Jet Set Radio stuff in like the Sega tennis game and the car Mario Kart thing and so on, I usually always at least first use the Jet Set Radio thing because the music and the style is just so amazing.
Shibuya Terminal has been covered in some kind of ugly, freaky looking graffiti.
This reminds me that you really need to listen to this. This game is really stingy with the objectives. They were on my first playthrough, there were multiple times when I didn't get it and then I just was blindly going around. And once only my friend pointed out what I need to do.
This is Shibuya Terminal, the city's biggest non-stop dance party. Let's hit this joint and cover up that freaky looking graffiti.
Yes, the graphics seem to work okay, but the audio jumps are annoying. I would want to buy another converter, but to think if it's like this.
Ugly faces in broad daylight. Shame on them. Are they the ones
I really like the style of these guys. This game is just like eye candy and ear candy. All the screams and all this, like at the same time I remember this very well, but it's still like fun. It's been at least 10 years since I last played or touched this game at all. And then I used the CDs, so like I wanted to test the PlayStation and other games before that they work, but didn't really have that need for Xbox. But now since I have this modded Xbox and it soon seems the emulation is getting better, maybe I need to also test these disk images like in proper way. Maybe the audio chops can also be because of that, I'm not sure. I have the original disc, but not that here. This is one of the best songs. I have the soundtrack and it's on my playlist on pretty high spot. It just works with everything, running and exercise and driving and chilling. There are some songs that I kind of irritate me, but even they are part of the experience. I was thinking using the discs with some games that I have here, but Now I'm starting to think maybe it's good to try the one on the HD. I really prefer to like rip my own games and not just get something from the net. To cheat a bit more. There is something. I guess everyone knows the basic idea of the game, who is anyway interested, so no reason to go through the plot. It's very abstract anyway. Like kind of, again, very stylish, but kind of weird how you need to tag over the tags of these guys and then try to do the right way. The right way. But not the right way. And then they just make you follow them and all this stuff. Sorts of ideas, especially with that one friend. A couple of other friends also played this game for some time at my place, but especially with the one friend we had almost like a club. And after these scenes I remember not following sometimes so well, and then it gets really painful. Even now, since I'm trying to focus on the talking and checking that everything works, it's a bit pressured in a way. Was it here or was it the next one? I didn't mess. Very unfortunate the sound is having a hiccup, especially in a game like this, where music is, like said, about 80% of the experience. In general, I'm very music and sound oriented. If game doesn't have good audio, it's very crippled and in some cases unplayable. Here's my friend's favorite with the big boombox. Yeah, this game also inspired me to. I hadn't ever used rollerblades, so after this game I really wanted to use. Of course, the life with rollerblades wasn't quite like this. Even right next to TV I have now rollerblades, but even if I go outside, it's just that. Now then I didn't pay so much attention. Yeah, and even if there is a life bar, there really isn't that much of a... Yeah, much of combat, or you probably lose your life when you fall down the dangerous hits. reminds me that the controls aren't exactly perfect. There's a small bit of delay. But now I didn't follow. Where did he go? I need to refresh. Yeah, I know, I'm very rusty. Oh, it was much simpler than I thought. Yeah. That was very unlucky. And this magnetism, since there's no rail button, you just start to grind when you are near an object. It's also a bit annoying. There are a bunch of sort of annoying things about this game. Turn. Facts. This is so factual game. But again, this is not really a game that you can complete in 1 hour, so I do what I can and really not focused. I do what I can and we'll see where it leads. In the last Game Boy video I tried, I was thinking about how to do with the... I could maybe do longer videos or extra videos for some games that... Yes. If people want to see more of this, if we feel like playing more. There are way too many long games to really play in this context, since I want to do these videos in this kind of pace, but I could play some games for a longer time for sure.
HQ to all squads. There are reports of youths skating near Shibuya Terminal. All units in the area, please investigate. Repeat. All units.
Yo, kid.
Why is it so hard for you to catch a few little punks? Hurry up and arrest them!
But it's also somewhat funny pushing the people around, but then it also gets kind of annoying. All this stuff. Some head somewhere. And you. I really think that. are you doing? Ah. Let me go. Still, as you can see, there's not that much AI either.
Feared and revered by both man and our beast. Jet Set Radio, citizens of the world. This is your king speaking. Stop what you're doing and listen up. See, the poison jam graffiti contains a lethal poison. Make people laugh and accept death. They followed up their performance at Shibuya Terminal with encores at Chuo Street and in Rakaku Dai Heights. Those poison jam punks got as much attitude as they are ugly. Poison Jam has been heating up the streets with their rivalry with the queens of 99th Street. Rapid 99! These ladies hate seafood with passion and fight with those
very fantasy for teenage boys.
like cats and dogs. If you can find them out there in the streets,
So yeah, I started this
abuse and information.
immediately in February 2003, so
There's Hayashi, the Rokaku,
about
his
30.
own personal version of hell on earth. I mean, even his own partner's afraid of him. When he loses it, there ain't no telling who he'll shoot. I mean, he's crazy. Check this out. Just the other day, he freaked out a trash patrol car. And why you that? Because one subordinate would divide his favorite and came back with all the flavor instead. So, oh.
Beat is a must-have for what some time. I remember on replay playthrough I used basically everyone for one mission. It was also quite fun. No, at least there's no save on this one, so maybe I want to go to the Night City. If I remember correctly. The Ambilight looks much more vivid now, but a bit too tame maybe.
Street, the city's hottest nightlife scene, centered around Bitten Tower. Here, it's just one bloody showdown after another, because it's where the mafia kingpins keep their offices. There's been some bad stuff going down lately, ever since the mysterious power outage. And Rapid 99 seems to have made this home. Alright, my people, it's time to give 99th Street a new paint job.
HQ to all SWATs. There are reports of units skating at 99th Street. SWAT and I are ordered to investigate. SWAT commander to all personnel. The use have been spotted in the area. All personnel await instruction in the briefing room.
Just graffiti through. A bit of weird platformer mechanic. There has to be something here.
Squadron commander to all personnel. The suspects have returned. If you get them in your sight, fire at will. Hey!
Another fight again. And not for precise precision platforming this game really that well. Amazing. I need to get there. I took the wrong direction. I remember the first time I played this, I played all sorts of like Xbox and GameCube and PlayStation related graphics. There's still a lot more. We go back. And then okay, so now it has some graphical glitches as well. Maybe it doesn't work any better with the next game on the list, but only two more. There's the one. Doesn't really maybe work better with the next game, but with the third game I hope it's better. Or I don't know. It's bad if it's because of the disc, and it's bad if because of the converter. So I also remember lots of this kind of rubbing thing. I don't know whether it's different than in Tony Hawk and not as good as in Tony Hawk. Last one. the first next gen, like PS. I have played some PS2 games also, but very little. And I think I had played or seen my friend play a bit of GTA, so Vice City was it. Still the amount of mayhem in this game was
Fire at will.
I guess you could say there's something similar as in Sonic, that when you manage to get everything nailed perfectly, this can be very much more smooth looking than it currently is. Like in Sonic you can complete the levels quite snail's pace, almost walking. You can also dash through them. This is one of the games that is nice to 100%. The challenge number and amount of like toughness of challenges is quite good. What? All sorts of funny things can happen. Oh, what is that one? Wow. Dun 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 dun. Maybe 56 was the goal. Oh well. I'll try to 100%, so I don't want to get too stuck with anything. I forgot my timer, but I can see it's a quarter of the game left. Here were the most of these. Quite easy. But yeah, it's not like a nice mix of exploration, whether it's actually doing the objectives or just fooling around, and some platforming and some combat and just feeling the vibes. It threw me off, thanks. What? Oh. There was something right here. Oh, this is easier. It is going so fast that it was even younger, it was hard to keep track what is happening. Perfect. That I also remember when it just cut away, it's very easy to get distracted just at that moment. I did 49 tricks on that one run. Oh well. Darn it. And some inventory management as well in this game. I want to go this way. Good. Maybe still a chance. It's also interesting to talk with all the characters between missions since they have something new to say. Between Gumbo or Gum. Let's go with Gumbo. Actually sure if this was the right way, I think. Oh well. Oh, there's the...
Crank up the volume, wake up the neighbors. Are you here for this or what? Your heart pounding with the beat. Am I getting through to you? Show me what you got. I'm shotgun, y'all.
Hurry, hurry, Gumbo, hurry, hurry. You're the oldest one of the bunch, almost. not much teenage years left for you. Now I'm just like wasting time myself, but this traversal is fun. Even it's quite simple, but it's again like style over substance in a way.
This is Chuo Street, the heart of Tokyo's entertainment district. Now get out there and burn before you get a nasty graffiti in your pants.
HQ to all squads. A gang has been spotted near Chuo Street. All squads to investigate. Repeat. HQ!
There's lots of traffic.
Understood. HQ to Armored Division. All tanks prepare for emergency deployment.
Maybe not time anymore for waiting on. I try to get to the next save spot anyway. And then later think whether to continue, depending on my mood and how this video series goes. Is there demand, or what do people want to see? This more of this or something different? And this is also like, oh no, at least the brakes aren't longer than that, but yes, I need to think what to do with the Xbox. I want to use this original Xbox and like real hardware, and I have the component cables, and it has
Armored Division to HQ. We have acquired the target and are commencing attack.
The streets are turning into a demilitarized zone. I don't think them combat vehicles have to obey traffic signs. Take out the nasty iron.
Xbox is the console for me after that, even though X360 is nicer looking, a bit nicer looking, but it started to have unfortunate things with the online focus and that kind of stuff. So there's tons and tons of Xbox games I have, and I still want to buy a bunch. Because this even the I wanted N64, but it turned out to not to be that great in many aspects, but having 4 controllers in Halo, Rally Sport Challenge and countless other games, it was just amazing. The games are amazing, and having 4 controllers and having the HD inside the thing, so no ever memory running out, except I was had because I had so much music, but if you just have the saves and that stuff, you will never run out of space. And now I have this modded with I'm not sure, was it 2 or 3 terabytes, but not really in danger of running out. Speaking of annoying songs, this is one of the kind of annoying ones. But it has place here, it's part of the nostalgia. And this is even in my phone playlist. I want to use original Xbox and the Ambilight, but I need to maybe consider a new converter or something if this is going to be like this. Where is the last one? sort of a hurry here. I still also talking about this Xbox and relation to consoles. I have much more Xbox games than I have the other games, but I still want to do this live. Not just Xbox games, at least later on perhaps there has to be rows of Xbox games, but at this moment I want some sort of balance. Oh, the map calculator. Where was it? Too close. Didn't show itself to me. Come on. Hello. One hour limit is coming, but I really don't want to lose my progress, so what you gonna do? Ah! Darn it. Yeah, talking about the finest platform, it's not really for me. There's another way to get there. So, that is the time to recap already, so it's kind of like a style over substance thing. It's really stylish game, amazing music, amazing. In a way, the graphics are very lively and colorful, and I like the visual tourism aspect. It's also a very versatile game with the combat and platforming and exploration, but then there are a bunch of issues with the controls, and also it's a bit messy, the story, and especially later on when I started to see really good stories in games, and like the pacing and like everything is really thought out. There's a good place to save. Almost to the second. Maybe change my character first. Just in case for the next time. I have like feeling that I could continue this, but it's not at the top of the list at the moment. But pass the torch. Save. See if this minute and 1. Alright, so on to the next game. So there's no other option except this one. So when I got the Xbox, there was this special disc with Jet Set Radio and Sega GT and a bunch of videos. I remember obsessing about Torque especially, and Kung Fu Chaos at least was. I think now I have all these games, and yeah, like basically all Xbox is sort of interesting. It's really amazing console, even if I'm kind of purist in some ways. But Sega GT, back then I wasn't that interested in this kind of car racing, but having it as a bonus was certainly a bonus. So I have played a couple of hours of Jet Set Radio, and then I tried this one out, and then I think I tried a bit later more and more and more, and eventually I had played this almost as much as Jet Set Radio. Just check the options quickly. Oh, here is the, you can use your own music. It was also really good. I didn't have that many CDs at that point, but all this motivated me certainly to buy more. No, that was the first decision. The Chronicles mode is perhaps even better than... Actually, let's do first a bit of Chronicle mode. I think this is perhaps like one example of why Xbox was so great. It's not really an Xbox thing, but just the whole idea behind this. Skyline is good. Yeah, now I can see the brightness isn't what it should be. It's more dark. Maybe it's because of the converter. Like this is so... I started to follow Top Gear as well, and this like how it explains the era, and then it has a race based on that era, and how it starts black and white or the sepia colored. And this instantly, like, I have been playing those more modern car games, but now it's very like you get Ferrari after your third race or fifth race or whatever, and it's even in games like Forza and Gran Turismo, and it's a bit why, because this is like what the racing is about. You just need some tin can and drive fast against other tin cans. How the color gradually came back, it was also really nice touch. Maybe it came a bit too early, but still. Yeah, I wasn't really initially into this kind of like racing on PlayStation. They are all sort of arcade and just not that interesting of experiences, but here just the tracks, like in a way testament to Xbox, since, and of course if I had PlayStation 2 I would probably say the same things basically. Xbox looks quite a bit better, but these tracks start to feel organic. You can see all the houses and the stands and people and the fields over there, and the track has multiple kinds of asphalt, and even the asphalt, it's not just grey much but a bit more texture. Often I think Xbox is like the it's like perfect in a way, since it had reached this point. Now it's very much diminishing returns, and in many aspects it's pointless, the things that more modern games have. Like when I played Forza Horizon 5, I just settled to using the like normal low graphical settings anyway. Back then when this came out, I was like, or I played this, I was very stunned how nice everything looks, and the cars, cars, the tracks, and even that this now isn't the most simulatorish game, but it's still way better than almost any PlayStation game, and very enjoyable still. Yeah, especially these first races in this cup have nice James Bond feel to it. I remember playing this mode a couple of times from start to finish, and it's good fun. Oh, and here too you have the explanations about each car. You can see they really like their cars, even if I guess they modeled a lot after Gran Turismo. My victory. Oh, yeah, I love this slide. How you go through time with different cars, and then you get different color medals, and you unlock cars based on this. This I think is about one of the most perfect things that have been ever done. I have a game project that I'm working on, or haven't worked much since the electricity prices spiked, but I would like to model my award or reward achievement program something after this. Then there is this part, maybe have time for one more race, or at least a bit. So now we jump to the 80s, and there is some difference happening with the car industry, and now we are racing up against some Renaults and such. So the competition gets noticeably more tough, but I hope my upgrades will be enough to compensate it. And of course my amazing driving skills. Yeah, I also remember I was just reading some PlayStation 1 era like game guide book with lots of reviews and that stuff, and they were really saying that Gran Turismo looked photorealistic, and I never understood it even when I played on PlayStation. It looked very far from it, but this actually, like, my grandfather and actual father and some other people have said that this is not like real. Great matchup for Jet Set Radio, since it's more platformer, story oriented, with artistic game, and then there's this not simulator but looks and sounds quite like it could be. And I kind of remember even these songs, though I rarely ever played with the basic songs. I think with this game it's at least as long time since I played as with Jet Set Radio. Probably a longer break. I had a couple of friends with who we played this, but since it's just 1 versus 1, it's a bit... In Jet Set Radio there is the competition deathmatch kind of mode, which has some bots also, or one bot. It was quite fun as well. The car behind is really pressuring me. Yeah, this game I knew some cars, like I followed quite a bit of Formula 1 and some rally and so on, so I knew something about cars, but this game really made me respect some muscle cars and some compact as well, and sports cars, and some of my dream cars are based on this game. I'm not sure if we have time to acquire any of them, since this is a nicely slow-paced game as opposed to many modern ones. That wasn't very good. With the Xbox or Atherox phone in front, we had some like time trial competition with this game, listing our times and comparing them. Not a lot, but still it was motivating enough to cut some fractions of a second from our best times. For a couple of months. A clear victory. It still feels great about what more can wish. One thing was that this having only 6 cars in a race kind of started to, this was a clear point of improvement, but if a game could have more. Great looking replays, can change the car, and there are rarely, but sometimes there are some kind of incidents that are nice to see afterwards. Okay, can I skip now? This is very good. Can I exit this mic? What happens? No? Actually this is something I haven't really ever thought about. What is it? 15 minutes about. Well, maybe a start of this race as well, just to see how the timeline has again developed. It's not quite as sepia anymore, now it's more black and white with the colors, and it quickly fades away. And now really driving against some James Bond cars. If I play, it's about 30 minutes of this and 30 minutes of the actual mode. Well, I guess that's okay since I'm not sure I have anyway time to buy any great cars, and you have to start with the shopping bag. So this is a way to have a maybe in a way bit nicer car. There are the time trials, but you have to. This is also one nice thing that you have to unlock so many of the cars in this game, or you can't use them. You have to have a bunch of actually quite good cars as well, but it's still nice that it's so unlock oriented. Even now, when replaying the game. And the rock is cool, even if I started to use my own Avril Lavigne's and Pet Shop Boys and Red Hot Chili Peppers and so on. Surprisingly easy. I think this Skyline is one of the better cars to start with. And I have nightmares about the Honda 2000. It's just defensive battles, but it's also nice how there's this different experiences. It's halfway point. Need to hurry up. Need to hurry up. What is the next? But you can have one. Maybe take this one. I think the bolt is turbo is a bit. I think it can have some drawbacks as well if you don't have good brakes and suspension. This is actually the first game I remember now when I first started thinking about 10 years ago doing these videos, and I had some kind of capture card that I used, and I took some videos of this, but they were so huge. They are still huge, but back then hard drive is very much smaller and so on, and I was thinking that it's not plausible to do long videos. I did some like 30-second videos for emulator dashboards and so on, but now actually some rivalry. Now lately I've been thinking, since I have so many games and I'm kind of running out of them, and I'm thinking like I want to clean my collection, but I also want to like document it and see how this goes. So I decided that I want to do videos, and after seeing some Ambilight videos and like knowing about it, I think it's good motivation to play these games again. And indeed, here the sunset looks much more like how the light bleeds on the. It doesn't look so good on camera. I need to think about that one still, what to do with the camera, but I'm no match for a Subaru, or almost. Yeah, the lighting is really nice. And it's like kind of makes the games look better. It's a bit unfortunate since even with component cables there is some grain look to the game, but I still kind of prefer it over the plasticky looking modern games. Mostly, there are some excellent modern games of course, but for the most part I'm quite happy. Actually I was already thinking about these old games that I have done in this video, like 12 games now, and after this episode it's 15 games. It's already quite good pile of games from different genres and different styles and different lengths and so on. Of course I'm already thinking about the rating, since it's already kind of hard to make them, since they say Mario is good, the original Super Mario Bros. Is a cool game, but then I like think that it's 30 minutes long game, and this I have been now playing for 30 minutes and I barely scratched the surface, so it's really hard when you want to include the length longevity in the games. It feels kind of impossible. I think I like Popeye as much as I like this game, but it only lasts for 10 minutes, while this lasts for hours and hours and hours. Even just this Chronicles mode is way longer. One playthrough of Chronicles mode is longer than the entire Super Mario Bros. And then back then I used to save the replays and take photos and everything. Going good, going good. Stay for this. Car is still controllable. More power, more power. No more black and white, now it's just 90s. Full color, full stereo sound. Top 3 is like what I remember really harvesting and grinding through this game, everything gold and all the trophies. I like in the career mode that it kind of doesn't matter how much many trophies you have. There's not really, like in a real world there is no, like you have completed 300 possible tournaments in the world, so there is none of that stuff. Feels more organic and real. You are just a driver who participates in the tournaments and cups and races you want, and you get some trophies to show for it, but it's never like an obligation that you must get everything. You even kinda can't. Might be the last race. I don't remember how this goes if I lose. Would I have a life or something? Now I needed the better brakes, but I also need more speed. I think top 3 finishes enough to progress. But the car ride is right behind me, so it's not over. looks amazing. And whenever I now buy Xbox games, this is like kind of the standard. I compare them to this and Jet Set Radio. Because in a way I wouldn't mind if all games look like this. Of course the graininess away, but yeah, few things not so great about this game. One is the like it has only 6 cars and they drive quite static. Those cars in front of me are just driving one behind another, never really making any mistakes. No one is really making mistakes, so I can kind of push. That is he's doing so. Oh, it was the last lap. I didn't even notice. Okay, so we get through this class now. Only 2 points, but it's okay. One race left. Now to think if go all in that or brakes. Maybe go all in. So now it's the magical 21st century. So yeah, it has 6 cars and they are quite static. You can have accidents, but they aren't really natural in a way. And there's no damage model or anything like that, so it is quite static, and the AI it reacts like when other cars, when they happen to come in front and so on, they brake and so on, which is more than most PlayStation games do. But still, it's always like kind of like Sunday driving. Now they did small mistake. Sometimes, but very rarely, especially after playing Forza on Xbox and other games, it's quite clear, it's very static here. And with the 6 cars it feels quite a bit less eventful than many other games later on. But it's not really a drawback so much. As seen, there are still some fluctuation and action going on. And it's kind of realistic that there aren't that many big accidents happening all the time, like some games take it way overboard. And then if you have big accidents, you should also have damage model and real damage that might retire your car if this gets too bad. It isn't that audible right now, but it's a bit basic. I wonder how it is on video. I hope at least my speech this time comes through clear enough. This is still experimentation, but as said, it's already fifth episode. Yeah, and only a couple more left, I guess. So then I have tried all the consoles and play gaming machines I have. So maybe hopefully next round of games, if I get that far. I'm happy if I get one round done, but if I get to the second round, it will be easier, I hope. This gaming setup isn't. I'm still moving this stuff around each time, and I have limited hours when to do this and so on, so it's a bit of too much work that I would like, but it's motivating so far. Said it's been 10-15 years since I played this Sega GT, and it's nice to have a reason to play this again. Not just the Ambilight, but also the videotape it. Oh, now I'm winning with quite the margin. I remember still this is one of my bravura tracks in this game. I think I have played this track with the Skyline plenty of times. Like when I did the time trials, I think this is one of the more technical and very nice scenery. The trees, the hills, the advertisements. And I played Toka demo on PlayStation, and I was thinking that's like the best that can ever be in a car game. I didn't really like that so much, but it was still impressive how you can have an indoor cockpit view and quite a bit of damage, and all the tracks seemed kind of real and so on. Yes. Series is done. I wanted to first talk about skipping the whole thing, and then yes, that's what I'm talking about. You drive with an old Skyline and you acquire a new Skyline, and then you can fill the bingo card and the videos as well. It's like very Top Gear. One thing is, I think this video is always the same for every car, which is a bit bummer, but very cool experience nevertheless. (2017, 2018). And the way the replays and the actual screenshots of gameplay and all that works quite well. Legend of Racing will never die, indeed. Does it mean me or the game? Or video games in general? Now I'm going to save. Or I'm not sure if this is like a game that I will replay later or like return in this video. Of course, if there's a shortage of these videos and someone wants to see more, you can give a shout out. And that's all pretty basic. This is the real meat of the game. So I have my garage and a bit of money and bunch of car dealers I can visit, but I think I just go with my safe choice. My mother was thinking before the game, she was thinking about buying this, especially in yellow, and it's really reminiscent of that. She decided not to buy it. It sticks to mind. The used part shop where you can buy better parts, but they are limited. Maybe tires help a bit. And all the goods that you can buy for your garage. Can I buy something? Yes, let's buy a plant there. Then I can go visit my garage. This is a phenomenal idea as well. Changing the car and tuning and all that. And here I can see the limited trophies. I have nothing yet. I'm very poor and sad. Tire kicker. I can sell my car or go for test run after. So you can get really technical with the tuning and then testing the car. But I think if you have enough stuff or you have enough money or something, you can buy a bit bigger garage or get a bigger garage. And then here you have these like event races. You can get a trophy. Car is limited to some, but I think I love how simple yet effective this is, that you can get a car for winning and a prize for winning, and you can get a special prize if you don't hit anything, which even if there is no damage, it's really nice how it kind of forces you to or encourages you to like drive safely. Which would be a cool one. Just try this one maybe. Maybe this is the best one, I'm not sure. But so now quite a bit simpler set of cars. Let's go. Quite a bit, but not really a sports car, but it's also one thing I like this. You get to drive all sorts of cars, and perhaps you need to drive a bunch of races. So you don't really have a chance of winning better car after this one race, not after 2 races, not after 3 races. Oh no, now I lose my goals. I didn't know this system. So yeah, you can drive more aggressively and really like push the other cars, but then you get the penalty, which of course isn't good, and if you get too much penalty, it can even go to minus, negative, or at least lose all the winning money. It's a bit annoying sometimes. It's like the other car just rams me, but and he doesn't really suffer anything. Like basically here, but what can you do? If you manage to win without damage, you can get a bonus, I think. So even further encouragement. Yeah. Even now I probably need to drive like 5 or 10 races before I can buy any sort of new car, and they would be barely level with this one, so I probably have to tune this a bit and try to win for more money before I get the better car. It's a bit unfortunate. I'm sure I won't have time now to buy my favorites like Esprit and Viper, NSX, so on. But I'm mentally driving a Lotus Esprit now. Ride in the Metroid video was a bit too quiet as well, but maybe now I try a bit without the voice. I'm not sure there's that I say if there's something to say, but maybe I can try just with the game voices. There's no like copyright issues I hear writing. It's just enjoying the ambient light and driving. Yeah, it's a good game. Maybe a great game. It gets a bit trickier now, but really not much wrong with this game. Now I can take a picture. Maybe the first country. That's good. I really love this current system. This has plenty of positives over Forza Motorsport as well, and other car games on Xbox and many Xbox 360 games as well. Somewhat basic racing now in retrospect, but this was first game like this I played. It was an impressive jump. I mean, I had played some like Gran Turismo demos on PS1 and stuff like that, but the track geometry and realism in this game was something way beyond those games. there are these nice license tests. It's really allowed me to benchmark my performance against a couple of friends who like to play this game too. My place or their place. I don't really remember who was the best overall, but all of us scored some victories and failures, and having these like predetermined cars was a nice feature to have. Overall, it's a cool game with a bunch of niceties. Especially the Chronicles mode is really sweet. And this whole menu music plus the garage plus the car test drives and all that is the real standout in this game. I feel like a greaser, yet driving is the main thing still, without any gimmicky car tuning minigames and that sort of stuff you can see in other games. So over time I appreciate this game more and more. Worst downside is probably how the AI show races are more boring than anything. I mean, I like to, from graphical technical standpoint, I liked for a while to look at the races and see how it looks, but like a rolling demo, but it's really static. There's almost nothing happening, no one overtaking anyone and no one doing any mistakes. There is the rare incident, but it's quite bland in this regard. And I also wish this would follow the Xbox logic and feature some 4-player split screen with bots as well. But back then I thought that wow, this is normally a really boring genre with the racing games, and they made even this work so well, so the future of Xbox looked awesome at this point especially. Jet Set Radio was an amazing game all over, and then back then I didn't like this as much, but it was still like if this is one of the worst games, there might be, it's going to be amazing ride. And over time I've just started to like it more and more. This hanging out at my garage and pushing my car out to drive and race and test and tune them and paint them and all, it's nice. Let's see the next game for this episode. Time for game number 3. If this was to work. And the first game that I really wanted on Xbox, as did millions of other people. And now let's see if this HD converter works, or is this the issue. Let's make a quick just because it's so simple. So Halo, the reason perhaps why Xbox became what it was, I remember but it was quite late in the cycle when I, like, the development cycle, I only much later, so the alpha things I didn't really notice those or care about those, but when the game was ready and about to be launched at least, I started to see the previews in the magazines and the screenshots and everything, and I was like thinking, what is this? Like, I must have this. And then when I got bought the Xbox in 2003 February, and I had played the Jet Set Radio and Sega GT for, I don't know, 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks or something. We went to the usual shop and I think it was like exactly 40 euros Halo there, and I had to get it even if it was a bit steep price for my budget back then. this was really a must. And I remember when I got the game and we visited my grandfather on the way home, and I was like basically smelling the case and reading the manual. And I also remember there was some Futurama on TV, the Galaga type of early episode, but still I was just thinking that what all things the Halo must have, and when do I get to play it? And now if I think about the difficulty, I'll go with the normal. So back then it was like February or maybe early days of March when I started this, and in the coming weeks and years it's no exaggeration to say that I have completed this game at least 100 times. Both on easy and legendary, on both at least 20 times. And like 50 times solo, and over 50 times most likely, and at least close to 50 times in co-op as well with a bunch of friends. With tons of friends at least once, and with some of them more times. Like with my nephews at least 5 or 5 plus times. Yeah, the Ambilight looks really nice here. Is this a bit quiet, or am I just imagining?
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one missed the holy torrid subspace.
And yet another game that's impossible to do in 1 hour, so I'm thinking maybe that's enough for the intro. Ah yeah, but this is issue with this. We'll have to play the intro. I think I actually just go with the heroic, it's not that different. I like the intro as well, it was already very good, this like tutorial thing, it's very immersive, and especially how you don't have to play it on higher difficulties is very nice. With this game it's not that long ago since I played it, but now I'll try to be a bit more cinematic, not just, this isn't a speedrun. This is one of the rare games that I can kind of try to speedrun, but even I think I did it on easy and it still was like 3 hours. Just the intro with all the ally NPCs that I always wanted to help and see how they act. Just watching this was really fun for the first 50 times I played this game, and still it's very... Right, let's go. Very impressive even still, all the wounded, and you instantly get a sense of realism and like devastation. Alright, let's see Captain Keith.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well.
Yeah, the audio is definitely glitching up. I need to think about what to do with it. Cortana in this game looks a bit disturbing in retrospect. Right, thank you. It was always good fun to just kill everyone here and try to survive, but now I'll maybe try to be more productive. The Marines are just amazing. And the AI in general. Definitely a huge flagship for them. I had played not that many FPS games to any extent. And in terms of this, like being a Superman against aliens, there was this C12 or PlayStation that was maybe the closest thing, but this was way different. Let's go. Now I need to remember it's on heroic, so not too much Rambo. Just so smooth how you walk and can hit and change weapons, and also the controller is amazing. It is very much proved it and fits my hand very well, so no complaints. And just how the light works, it was really fun to experiment and still looks impressive. Go away. Did someone die? Those grenade chain explosions are really cool, but also really annoying and dangerous sometimes. Hello. Oops. Sorry. Especially on early playthroughs, I remember I basically restarted from last checkpoint every time one of the Marines died. It was very jarring, but it was just that important to keep them alive. But at some point it became like part of the drama. Sometimes you succeed better and sometimes not so better. You can combo weapons, it's like still on Xbox it was really rare for a game to work this well. So yeah, during the first 2 or 3 years I had the game, I played this like 100 times, and then there was like this moment when I just couldn't take anymore. Like even now I basically remember every turn and every room in this game, even if now it's closer to 10 years since I last played this. It's not changed just yet. Also the one thing was that this all the weapons and the combat in general felt so fun that it was nice to just play this game like on this playthrough I only use the pistol and on this only the rifle, and on some playthroughs only try to melee everything, and on some playthroughs I try to kill every marine as well, and on some playthroughs I only try to let the marines kill everything and I don't do anything.
Light pods are launching. Should hurry.
Let's hurry, hurry, hurry.
Covenant have destroyed the light pods. Warning, blast door is closing. We have to use the maintenance access space. Follow the navigation.
Oh, no.
To an open.
So yeah, this everything has been said about this game, but the audio, like just the flashlight sound and the ship vibrating, for example, now, and the music is amazing. Once again, a game that I just listen and on my playlist and still have some songs. It isn't that like Jet Set Radio fits so many things, but this has different kind of great soundtrack. Everyone's gone. How the difficulties have those differences, and in terms of like this kind of stealth aspect that there is, like the enemies aren't psychic or anything, you can, even if this isn't exactly a stealth game, but you can like avoid their attention and even bypass them completely at times, or just use stealth to kill them. The explosions and the physics are very fun. The grunts are kind of funny, but still a menace. And then of course the elites are a good challenge. There's this nice progression with the level design as well, since this first one is at first felt a bit basic, like you have this kind of corridor things in other games, but knowing what comes later I started to appreciate this also, that there is this more basic thing. But still works very well and looks amazing. Come on, no, okay. Now just some spamming. This was also really like how you progressively see different weapons, different power-ups, and now you get the frag grenade party here.
Before it launches. Now would be a very good time to leave.
Ah, sir. We're engaged. Calling for men on safe distance.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Look!
Oh, I got caught just playing the game and watching this cutscene. It feels still really good. There is this certain sense of like remembering everything. So in that sense, like Wario Land was still had some sense of surprise. This didn't have any sense of surprise so far. But doesn't take anything away from the game. It's still amazing.
Chief? Chief, can you hear me? Blast! Are you alright? You move?
This drama like role playing that I have problems moving, I need to recuperate. And here also I was thinking that it was something lucky or something that sometimes someone can leave, and I restarted this a couple of times, but not help.
Warning. I detected multiple Covenant dropships on a
Then after the great
recommend moving into the
Doom-like basic corridor shooting, you have this vast open area. Like instantly seeing miles and miles into every direction, and you see the trees and water, everything looks great, and the entire planet up top and around. And all these scenes, like how they are coming to visit me. Yeah, go away, or you suffer like your friends. In a way, and they have this like group intelligence or group spirit. They have leaders who die and everyone goes crazy after. So many small and big things done right, and in a way that really no other game did before. I have, or especially back then I knew a couple of people who were like, this is nothing special, that Half-Life is better and Quake is better and so on, but I think it's just up to different expectations and priorities. I played Half-Life much later and there's nothing like this there.
It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over the town.
Look at me.
Called the evac, so you showed up. I thought we were cooked.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to save you. Of course, there were small things like in this game I wanted to destroy these enemy dropships as well and some other weird and annoying things, but quite small things in the grand sense of things. And the way they go crazy after they get too annoyed. So many small things that can throw you off. Now it's some alien gun there. Nope. What the? You can try. It's a free world. There is something like now when I think about this part of like a bit this like defend the area, it's oh no too, then that might be some problem. You need to defend an area. It's in many modern games these were really annoying moments. Surprised me. Now I need to go. Ah, okay. They are fine. I was afraid he might go here somewhere. And yeah, all the difficulties also have very distinct uses. Like on easy, you are really feeling like a super soldier who is almost unstoppable. But even still, surviving without deaths can be some challenge, especially because of the big chain explosions and random stuff flying on you. I remember trying also to play this a few times without deaths, but I'm not sure if I ever succeeded, but I remember that a couple of times only some turret debris or stuff like that flying on top of me was the problem. So yeah, easy is like total power fantasy. It's easy, but it's still not that easy that it gets so boring as some other games. Because the gameplay is so great, even when the game is easy. And this normal and heroic, the difference isn't that big, but they are like you feel quite powerful, but some Marines will probably die, and it feels like a hit. And then there's the legendary where basically everyone will die, and even helping a couple of them survive for some time is an achievement. Go, go, go. Let's go. And the first time I got to drive this car, it was like felt very impossible, but the way how you can learn this, and especially in multiplayer, you can really see the skill differences and how much ceiling this has. But it's fun to drive anyway, and easily the most fun in the Halo series, even if it's kind of floaty, but it's amazing.
Master Chief, I'm going to use your suit transponder system to monitor your traffic.
Now it's a bit too dark because of the adapter, I guess. I need to think. But it's still somewhat visible, even on the video. And the Marines feel really enough that it's nice to like help them kill stuff and count. Don't touch them. I remember there was two sometimes, but I didn't count on it now. But now the chain explosions work nicely, and the amount of blood and disruption is also really cool. And in places like this you can really see how the lightning and reflections and all the particle effects work. Yeah, at least when I got to this point in the game, I was really happy that I got Xbox and not PlayStation. And later on also GameCube. I was back then quite sure that I don't really want PlayStation 2. Yes, I wanted it until I knew that Xbox and GameCube are coming, but after I saw pictures of Halo and Super Mario Sunshine and so on, then I decided that no. I stopped thinking about PlayStation. And I was a long time thinking about buying GameCube, but never happened, and at least one friend had GameCube and we got to play, or I got to play the some of the games and like also decide that yeah, I made the right choice. GameCube has some great games, but there is that Nintendo style to them, the most of them. This Halo alone, I think, was a better deal than them. Considering how playing this mission, for example, on co-op, me driving or being on the gunner seat and friend doing the other part. Back then this was easily in top 10 of all-time games, and I don't think that the verdict has changed anywhere. This is still quite in its own class. Why are you coming here? You have no chance. Brave little devil. Already I feel kind of annoyed that one Marine has only yellow bars left. I like to think that when he gets back home, maybe he will not survive his injuries anyway. The shield guy jackals are also amazing with their how you like need to find ways to bulldoze them or get explosions within the radius or do accurate shots or whatever is necessary. This is also in a way this kind of basic thought or mission, since you need to protect the Marines and then you come to other place and protect them for a few rounds and so on, but still it's not anywhere near as jarring as in many modern games where you have all the bars showing how many waves you have to eliminate and everything feels very gamey. Here it doesn't feel. It feels very organic. The Marines help a lot. Listening to their chatter and just like witnessing AI kill AI. Now in time of the somewhat more real AI, it's interesting. What kind of programming went into these? Even I don't want to reduce this into technical pile of codes. It's a very real thing, very real alien invasion. And the desperate fight for survival. Yeah, during the easily 100 playthroughs there was everything like, even if now I have more time, maybe I would just park the Warthog somewhere and use the gun myself. It was always one of the main issues here, that the Marines can drive. I'm going to try this now. Can you leave? You are very injured. I'm not leaving before you leave. Hello. You are volunteering. Yes, please. Bye bye. You go if you go. I have no time to babysit you today. Yeah. Already starting to think about my time. I think I have time to complete this mission. So I might test this out again, that if someone really wants to see more of this, but I don't know why they would, since, or why you would, since there are millions of videos. And even if the Ambilight looks interesting here, it's not really that big of a game changer. Let's now try the winner tactic. Come on.
I'll call in a dropship to pick them up.
Stay down. Stay. Okay, now maybe you stay. Some sniping action as well, why not? So yeah, but I like how all the missions, the next one is this Spec Ops mission with small team of elite soldiers, so to say, infiltrating the enemy stronghold. You get to see the enemy stronghold and some new enemy types, and so, and then you have the big island, which was and still is really fun. You can and those flinching animations are fun too. Why aren't you dealing with them? Are you all dead already? Or are you just hiding? It is like sometimes I kill too much. Too much responsibility for them. So yeah, the second one is very impressive island, very nice in all ways, and finissimo. Yes, just like that. Even if I'm playing solo, it feels like a team effort. Even in modern games, this is almost unheard of. What? Hey you. Very clever. I need to take a needle rest now. At least visually and in concept wise my favorite. Alright, bye bye. I trust you will take care of yourself. One thing is, I remember on the snow level, on first playthrough I was getting kind of bored. You have the tank and you don't fit here with the car. That's something I didn't remember. Yeah, you get the tank and everything, but that was when you have some big fights and it's a really long level with good stealth sections and everything, but still that was one moment where I started to feel like, what else does this game have? It's starting to get a bit stale, or like, what is in the next level? I understand we now have the tank, but what can you do in the next level? And I was having a bit of lack of motivation at that point, and I think I left the game there for some time. Start another. Oops. Just do some small sniping here. And I was having hard moments with it, thinking that maybe this isn't that great, and then I remember anyway I started playing on cool morning before school, the next level, the jungle level, and getting really disturbed what it was. It was sunny day and it was like not the best time to play it, but I was still like thinking, what the heck. Ah, you are here now. Yeah, turn you a bit sideways. Can stay here. Go away. So yeah, that part of the game really saved the thing then. And even in first time I think the library was really weird level, but or like annoying, also very repetitive and so on, but later on it feels like a good old school like arcade shooter, and it's now one of my favorites since it's so fast forward with the action. And then the last 3 levels are like, some people complain about backtracking, but I think thematically it works just gorgeously, and it's those 3 levels are some of the best gaming ever in terms of story, how you come back to the where it started and witness everything going to hell. Until the last finish line. Where are my backup? I really came to save you all. Damn it. Well. No more, please. More backup, please. Hello. What are you doing in the car? Oh, you are very dead. Ah, someone on the rooftop. Hello, hello, bombardment. Yeah, this is quite really a game that doesn't have really any bad levels or bad moments. There are some like basic moments, but you need those, and they are executed really well. But now there is nothing else. Come on, I have no time. I want to finish this level in case I want to continue.
I've called for an evac.
Roger that. Marine! Sample for evac! Pronto!
That's the last of them. Roger that. I'm on my way.
New traffic on
Okay.
Covenant Battlenet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser. The Truth and Reconciliation.
Let's go, let's go.
Where we had in the job.
Do not want to be left behind here.
Reconciliation.
This is also one of a bit annoying. Sometimes someone doesn't come on the board, and for the longest time it was really annoying for me. Sometimes I even reloaded the save and fought again the enemies because I didn't want to leave anyone behind. Come on.
Aboard and let's get out of here.
Come on, guys. Come on. Yes. Party time, party time. Okay, you are enough. There's someone else. They can walk. I forgot kind of the Ambilight for a moment there. I guess it's a sign of a good game, but it's kind of also a bummer. I guess I can also watch the video later to see how the Ambilight really works. It's really made for this loading screen though. Yeah, the 1 hour time is closing in, and I really want to feel the multiplayer a bit also, so if I should do more playthrough of this Halo, you can ask if you would like to see it. Oh, this is really dark now.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on
But
to
still on video it's not that bad either. It's about the same.
stick to the higher ground to the right. We should be able to
Not the
recon
first.
position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns for the next task. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the ultimate surprise.
Try to see if I can finish this really fast. So yeah, there are all sorts of situations in this game, which is just wonderful. But I didn't even... Oh, he's awake. Just I'm thinking he isn't awake. basic stealth, but still pretty much better than in any other shooter-oriented game. No, there's no one else. Short bonus, I guess. Oh, there is someone behind me. I knew it. Already breaking my promise not to play more, but quit after the next.
Hey, we did it! We're right behind you, Chief!
So you managed to deal with the stragglers. It's good.
Stop. Motion tracker shows movement.
Checkpoint done. So yeah, the multiplayer was so huge part in many ways, many ways. The cooperative play, yeah. Easily 50 times we played through it with different friends. Unfortunately it was only 2 players, but since there's the... Let's give you some... It was so big part of the life back then. And boarding action is the most special. Maybe just another ball. I'm interested to see how this... Oh, these controllers have some issues, but it's fine if that one... No, it's not fine if he kills himself all the time. Playing countless hours. At first... Oh, it's very finicky. At first, only with two controllers. I bought the second controller quite fast, but then some months later the third one, but then it took a couple of years before I got the fourth one. So I had the DVD plug-in on the fourth port and watched a lot of... It was like also introduction to DVDs. I watched a lot of great movies from the Fugitive to Star Wars to The Last Samurai, and so much more. Ouch. It was kind of... Just see. No, nothing. Short trip of this level. It was kind of random since I was so much better than most people that everyone got bored of playing it, and so we played only a couple of matches here and there, but it was still great fun. And more like the DVD player thing was one great part why it made Xbox even better, and then the 4-player, I wanted the N64 back in the day. Not sure where everyone is. This was a really fun level with the... Oh, there you are. Bye bye. Really fun level with this like pirate ship idea. Ships siding side by side, and with 2 versus 2 or 1 versus 1 or whatever it's still a bit limited. Later on I played on the PC game online matches, and it was as fun as I thought it would be. So one major issue I always had with this game was that there was no bots, and I always wanted bots in this game and Halo 2 and Halo 3 and Reach and everything, but never in those games I really got them, which was quite a bummer. since maybe I needed different friends, but the ones I had, no one was that interested in this kind of mode. At least we played quite a bit of the co-op, but this versus mode everyone was saying that I'm too good, and I guess it's still kind of uneventful. There are the smaller levels where you have better action, but you need to quit everything. Everyone getting a heart attack. It would still be. Need to think if it would be still possible. I have the 4 controllers, some of them don't work that well, but it would be cool to have some action or LAN parties, but never had those on Halo. Otherwise, yes. Maybe still some Sidewinder since it's the other. Maybe just flavor. And yeah, this was also something that I wanted to do back then, especially after I had more controllers. Just going to the levels and exploring them. Now they are all walking without a question. And yeah, the Halo PC was really fun, even if it had some cheaters and so on, but I could easily tell that the community was quite nice there. Like when I started playing, I instantly got like friend invites and like outside the game, of course, on Skype and so on. But then somehow lost track of that, maybe because it was like 10 years after, like 2008 or 2010 or something like that, and I was really up in the game hours of this game, so even if this was fun, it still got somewhat stale. Can see you. Oh, and the TV cheating was of course a thing back then. Hello. This is one from like back then I wanted a big TV, but now when I could have like 80-inch TV and everyone would have 20-inch area for themselves, it still loses something. There is something special with everyone staring at the small screen. In a way the game looks better, I guess, but there's also this certain sense of intimacy. Yeah. It was fun to see how the snow looks on this level, same way in this campaign mode, but it was just hours and hours of fun just to investigate and explore these levels and think what all this is, and is there something beyond all this. You have the wind sounds and all sorts of nooks and crannies that you can at least makes your imagination run. I have now a bit conflicted feeling since I have known this game so well. I don't really have an urge to play more, but still I would say that this is quite easily in top 10 of ever, and easily the best game in this video series at least so far, and it will remain that way for a long time. Even though it will might get some quite steep challengers surprisingly soon, maybe already next week. Depends how the things go. I have some plans already, but We'll see how it plays out. Yeah, I guess that's this for Halo. Of course, I have the Halo PC and I might play it also at some point. So there's that. But if you like this, let me know. And if you want to see more of this, or perhaps I just focus on the next games on the list. So this was the first Xbox game I bought separately and were worth the investment. Easily in top 10 of all time of games, and also the time I've spent on this game, even it doesn't have any online component or so it still must be close to 1,000 hours. Let's have just some silly atmosphere over there. Thanks for this, and let's see what I can cook for the next time. Bye.